There's usually a standard way to write film. When I was doing film in school, it was basic. Start with a script, figure out where you're going, and write it all. Well, the Russo brothers decided not to do it that way for the Avengers films. So recently the Russo brothers got talking about Avengers Endgame specifically, and Infinity War was brought into this as well, and kind of what they started to do with these films. And what they revealed was something interesting that's kind of in opposition to what a lot of people do with films. When they figured out what they were going to do for the two Avengers films, at the time of course called Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, they wrote the ending first. They looked at Endgame and said, this is the end, this is how it is, this is what we're doing, this is our vision. So once they knew that, they said then they had to fill in the gaps and figure out how does the story get there. And it was during this development that they figured out, okay, so doing Infinity War, at the end we do the snap. The next film picks up a few weeks later and it gets to this point. And that way they could orchestrate everything around it in the two films and really figure out what the coherent direction was going to be. And obviously you have to understand, with a film like this, two films like this back to back, that's huge considering all the characters you have. And not just that, all the schedules you have to arrange with all the actors for all the films and interfering schedules and other commitments. So it's kind of insane that they were able to pull this off. But at the same time, you have to understand that they had this vision and that Disney was allowing them to do it, and how long they knew that the ending was going to be this and what they were building up towards kind of pays off in the long run, right? And we know there was problems behind the scenes trying to organize shooting one film and then the next day shooting a film for the fourth film, then the next day back to the third film, then the fourth film again, sometimes in the same day shooting for both films. Just didn't work out, so they had to scale it back. But ultimately, that didn't sacrifice any of their vision and goal for the ending, which has been in place since they were hired to do Infinity War. So that's pretty awesome.